Testament of Judah, concerning fortitude, the love of money, and fornication. Chapter 1. Judah. The copy of the words of Judah, which he spoke to his sons before he died. They gathered together around him, and he said, I was my father's fourth son. My mother named me Judah, saying, I give thanks to the Lord, because he has given a fourth son to me. I was swift and active in my youth, and obedient to my father in everything. I honored my mother and my mother's sister. When I grew up, my father Jacob prayed over me, saying, You will be a king and prosper in all things. Chapter 2. Judah's strength and cunning. The Lord showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and at home. When I saw that I could run with the hind, then I caught it, and prepared meat for my father. I seized upon the roes in the chase, and all that was in the plains I outran. A wild mare I outran, and I caught it and tamed it. I killed a lion, and plucked a kid out of its mouth. I took a bear by its paw, and rolled it over a cliff. If any beast turned upon me, I killed it like a dog. I encountered the wild boar, and overtaking it in the chase, I tore it. A leopard in Hebron leaped upon the dog, and I caught it by the tail and flung it from me, and it was dashed to pieces in the coasts of Gaza. A wild ox feeding in the field I seized by the horns, and whirling it around and stunning it, I cast it from me and killed it. Chapter 3. The Canaanite Wars. When the two kings of the Canaanites came in warlike array against our flocks, and many people with them, I by myself rushed upon King Sur and seized him. And I beat him upon the legs and dragged him down and killed him. The other king, Taphuah, I killed as he sat upon his horse, and so I scattered all the people. King Achor, a man of giant stature, hurling darts before and behind as he sat on horseback, I killed. For I hurled a stone of 60 pounds and cast it upon his horse and killed him. I fought with Achor for 2 hours, and I killed him. I split his shield in two and chopped off his feet. As I stripped off his breastplate, behold, 8 of his companions began to fight with me. I used my garment as a sling and killed 4 of them. The rest fled. Jacob, my father, killed Beelzah, king of all the kings, a giant in strength, 12 cubits high. Fear fell on them, and they ceased from making war with us. Therefore my father had no care in the wars when I was among my brothers. For he saw in a vision concerning me that an angel of might followed me everywhere, that I should not be overcome. Chapter 4. War in Hebron. In the south we faced a greater war than that in Shechem. I joined in the battle with my brothers, and pursued 1,000 men. I killed 200 of them, and 4 kings. I went up against them on the wall, and killed 2 other kings. And so we freed Hebron, and took all the captives of the kings. Chapter 5. Arada, Taphu destroyed. On the next day we departed to Arada, a strong, walled, and inaccessible city that threatened us with death. Therefore Gad and I approached on the east side of the city, and Reuben and Levi on the west and south. Those who were upon the wall thought that we were alone, and charged down upon us. Our brothers secretly climbed up the wall on both sides by ladders, and entered into the city, while the men did not know it. We took it with the edge of the sword. We set fire to the tower, and took both it and those who had taken refuge there. And as we were departing, the men of Taphu set upon our captives. We and our sons fought with them, even to Taphu. We killed them and burnt their city and spoiled all the things that were in it. Chapter 6. Jobal and Maker destroyed. When I was at the waters of Chuzeba, the men of Jobal came to battle against us, and we fought with them. We killed their allies from Selam, and we allowed them no means of escaping or of coming against us. The men of Maker came on the 5th day to carry away our captives. We attacked them and overcame them in fierce battle, for they were a mighty host in themselves. We killed them before they had gone up the side of the hill. When we came to their city, their women rolled stones on us from the brow of the hill on which the city stood. Simeon and I hid ourselves behind the town and seized the heights and utterly destroyed the whole city. Chapter 7. More Canaanite Wars. The next day we were told that the cities of the 2 kings with a great host were coming against us. Therefore Dan and I feigned ourselves to be Amorites and went as allies into their city. In the middle of the night our brothers came, and we opened the gates for them. We destroyed all the men and their substance, and we took for a spoil all that was theirs. We knocked down 3 of their walls. We drew near Tamnah, where all the hostile kings took refuge. Having been injured, I was angry and chased them to the top of the hill. They shot stones and darts at me. If Dan, my brother, had not helped me, they would have been able to kill me. Therefore we fiercely attacked them, and they all fled. Going round the other way, they sought out my father, and he made peace with them. Therefore we did them no harm, but made a truce with them, and restored to them all the captives. I built Tamnah, and my father built Rambael. I was 20 years old when this war happened, and the Canaanites feared me and my brothers. Chapter 8. Judah's wife and children. Moreover, I had many cattle, and the chief of my herdsmen was Hira the Adullamite. When I went to him, I saw Burson, king of Adullam, who made us a feast. He entreated me and gave me his daughter Bathshua for a wife. She bore me Onan, and Shelah. The Lord struck 2 of them, and they died childless, but Shelah lived, and you are his children. Chapter 9. Esau slain. For 18 years after we came from Laban in Mesopotamia, we and our father lived in peace with his brother Esau and his sons. After this, in the 40th year of my life, Esau came against us with many strong people. He fell by the bow of Jacob.
Footnote F. Jubilees 38 has the same story, but the Talmud and Jasher tell a different story of Esau's death. One of the texts is corrupted. Most likely, one deals with Esau's death, and the other deals with the death of one of Esau's sons.
And was taken up dead in Mount Seir. As he went above Aramnah, he was slain. We pursued the sons of Esau. They had a city with walls of iron and gates of brass. We could not enter it, so we encamped around it and besieged them. When they did not open to us after 20 days, I set up a ladder in the sight of all. With my shield on my head, I climbed up, assailed with stones of 3 talents weight. I climbed up and killed 4 mighty men. The next day, Reuben and Gad entered in and killed 60 others. Then they asked for terms of peace. Being aware of our father's purpose, we received them as tributaries. They gave us 200 cores of wheat, 500 baths of oil, and 1,500 measures of wine, until we went down into Egypt. Chapter 10. Tamar. After these things, my son took to wife Tamar, from Mesopotamia, a daughter of Aram. Now was wicked, and he doubted concerning Tamar, because she was not of the land of Canaan. On the 3rd night, the angel of the Lord killed him, because he had not known her, according to the evil craftiness of his mother, for he did not wish to have children from her. In the days of the wedding feast I espoused Onan to her. He also in wickedness refused to know her, though he lived with her a year. When I threatened him, he lay with her, but he did the way his mother told him, and he also died in his wickedness. I wanted to give Shelah to her also, but my wife Bathshua would not allow it, for she hated Tamar, because she was not of the daughters of Canaan, as she herself was. Chapter 11. Shelah. I knew that the race of Canaan was wicked, but the thoughts of youth blinded my heart. When I saw Bathsheba pouring out wine, in the drunkenness of wine was I deceived, and I fell in love with her. While I was away, she went and took for Shelah a wife from the land of Canaan. When I realized what she had done, I cursed her in the anguish of my soul, and she also died in the wickedness of her sons. Chapter 12. Judah sleeps with Tamar. After these things, while Tamar was a widow, she heard after 2 years that I was going up to shear my sheep. Then she decked herself in bridal array, and sat by the gate of the city. For it is the law of the Amorites that she who is about to marry sit in fornication 7 days by the gate. I, therefore, being drunk at the waters of Kozub, recognized her not by reason of wine, and her beauty deceived me through the fashion of her adorning. I turned aside to her and said, I would enter into you. And she said to me, What will you give me? I gave her my staff and my girdle and my royal crown. And I lay with her, and she conceived. I then, not knowing what she had done, wished to slay her, but she secretly sent my pledges and put me to shame. When I called her, I heard also the secret words which I spoke when lying with her in my drunkenness, and I could not slay her, because it was from the Lord. For I said, in case by accident she did it in subtlety, and received the pledge from another woman. But I came near her no more till my death, because I had done this abomination in all Israel. Moreover, they who were in the city said that there was no bride in the city, because she came from another place, and sat for a while in the gate, and she thought that no one knew that I had gone into her. After this we came into Egypt to Joseph, because of the famine. I was 46 years old, and I lived there 73 years. Chapter 13. Greed, Pride, and Fornication. Now, my children, in whatever things I command you, listen to your father, and keep all my sayings, to perform the ordinances of the Lord, and to obey the command of the Lord God. Do not walk after your lusts, nor in the thoughts of your imaginations, in the haughtiness of your heart. Do not glory in the works of the strength of youth, for this also is evil in the eyes of the Lord. For since I also gloried that in wars the face of no beautiful woman ever deceived me, and upbraided Reuben my brother concerning Bilhah, the wife of my father, the spirits of jealousy and of fornication arrayed themselves within me, until I sinned with Bathsheba the Caananite, and Tamar, who was espoused to my sons. I said to my father-in-law, I will counsel with my father, and so will I take your daughter. He showed me a boundless store of gold in his daughter's behalf, for he was a king. He decked her with gold and pearls, and caused her to pour out wine for us at the feast in womanly beauty. The wine led my eyes astray, and pleasure blinded my heart, and I loved her, and I fell, and transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and the commandment of my fathers, and I married her. The Lord rewarded me according to the thought of my heart, insomuch that I had no joy in her children. Chapter 14. Deception of Alcohol. My children, do not be drunk with wine. For wine turns the mind away from the truth, kindles the passion of lust, and leads the eyes into error. Fornication uses wine to create fantasies for the mind. These two take away man's power of self-control. If a man drinks to a state of drunkenness, his mind becomes filled with filthy thoughts of fornication. And if the woman is present, he sins without a second thought. Such is wine, my children. A drunkard respects no one. it also made me heir, so that I was not ashamed of the multitude in the city. I turned aside unto Tamar in front of them all, and I sinned. And I uncovered the covering of the shame of my sons. After I was drunk with wine, I disobeyed God's commandment and took a Canaanite wife. Therefore, my children, whoever drinks wine lacks discretion. Here is discretion. Drink only as long as you can be decent. If you go beyond this point, the wine deceives your mind and works evil. It makes the drunkard talk filthily, transgress, and not be ashamed. It even causes him to glory in his dishonor, believing he has done well. Chapter 15. Fornication in Slaves. He who fornicates and uncovers his nakedness has become the servant of fornication, and cannot escape its power. And I also was uncovered. For I gave my staff, the symbol of my tribe, my girdle, the symbol of my power, and my crown, which is the glory of my kingdom. Then I repented of these things, and took no wine or flesh until my old age, nor did I behold any joy. An angel of God showed me that women eternally bear rule over kings and beggars alike. They take away the king's glory and the valiant man's strength, and they take from the beggar even the little that keeps him from poverty. Chapter 16. Moderation. Therefore, my children, observe moderation in wine, for it brings out 4 evils: lust, wrath, rioting, and greed. If you drink wine in gladness, with humility, and with the fear of God, you will live. If you do not drink with humility, and the fear of God leaves you, then comes drunkenness, and pride sets in. Even if you never drink, guard yourselves, lest you sin in words of outrage, fighting, or slander, transgressing the commandments of God, or you will perish before your time. Moreover, drunkenness causes you to divulge the mysteries of God and men to unbelievers, just as I revealed the commandments of God and the mysteries of Jacob, my father, to the Caananite, Bathsheba, to whom God forbade to declare them. Wine is also a cause of war and confusion. Chapter 17. Judah's charge. I charge you therefore, my children, not to love money, nor to gaze upon the beauty of women, because for the sake of money and beauty I was led astray to Bathsheba the Caananite. I know that because of these 2 things my descendants will fall into wickedness. Even wise men among my sons they will mar, and will cause the kingdom of Judah to be diminished, which the Lord gave me because of my obedience to my father. For I never disobeyed a word of Jacob my father. I did everything he commanded. Abraham, my great-grandfather, blessed me that I should be king in Israel, and Isaac further blessed me in like manner. I know that from me will the kingdom be established. Chapter 18. The Books of Enoch. I have also read in the books of Enoch the righteous, the books of Enoch and his fathers, what evils you will do in the last days. Guard against fornication and the love of money. Listen to your father, for these things separate you from the law of God. Blind the understanding of the soul, teach arrogance, and take away your compassion. They rob your soul of all goodness, bind you in troubles, take away your sleep, devour your flesh, and hinder the sacrifices of God. They cause you to forget the blessing, ignore the prophets, and trouble you with ungodliness. You cannot serve these 2 passions and obey the commandments of God, because they blind your soul, and make those who walk in the daytime like they were walking in the night. Chapter 19. Guard against your weaknesses. My children, the love of money leads to idolatry, because when money leads men astray, they talk about false gods, and it causes them to fall into madness. For the sake of money I lost my children, and only through repentance, humbling my soul, and the prayers of Jacob my father, I found forgiveness. The God of my fathers, who is pitiful and merciful, pardoned me, because I did it in ignorance. The prince of deceit blinded me, and I was ignorant in my humanity, being corrupted in sins, and I learned my own weakness, while thinking myself unconquerable. Chapter 20. Truth or Error. Learn, therefore, my children, that two spirits wait upon man, the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Among them stands the understanding of the mind. Truth and error are written on the hearts of men, and the Lord knows each one. There is no time that the works of men can be hidden from him. Each man must decide deep within his own heart whether to be true or not. The Spirit of truth testifies all things and accuses all. He who sins is destroyed by his own heart, and cannot raise his face unto the judge. Chapter 21. Obey Levi. My children, love Levi, that you may live. Do not rebel against him, or you will be utterly destroyed. The Lord gave me the kingdom and him the priesthood, and he set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. He gave me the things upon the earth, but to him the heavenly things. As the heaven is higher than the earth, so is the priesthood of God higher than the kingdom upon the earth. The Lord chose him above you to draw near to him, and to eat of his table and first fruits, even the choice things of the sons of Israel, and you will be to them as a sea. For as on the sea, just and unjust are tossed about. Some are taken into captivity, while others are enriched. So also will every type of man be in you. Some are in jeopardy and taken captive, and others will grow rich by means of plunder. Those who rule will be as great sea monsters, swallowing up men like fishes. They will enslave free sons and daughters. They will plunder houses, lands, flocks, and money. With the flesh of many, they will wrongfully feed the ravens and the cranes. They will go further in evil, advancing in greed. There will be false prophets, like tempests, and they will persecute all righteous men. Chapter 22. Judah's seed is king forever. The Lord will bring divisions on them, one against another, and there will be continual wars in Israel. Among men of another race will my kingdom be brought to an end, until the salvation of Israel will come, until the appearing of the God of righteousness, that Jacob and all the Gentiles may rest in peace. He will guard the might of my kingdom forever. For the Lord swore to me with an oath that my kingdom should never fail from me and from my seed for all days, even forever. Chapter 23. Sins of his children. I am much grieved, my children, because you will sin against the kingdom with lewdness, witchcraft, idolatry, and by seeking those who have familiar spirits. You will make your daughters singing girls and harlots for divinations and demons of error, and you will be mingled in the Gentile pollution. For these things the Lord will bring on you famine, pestilence, death by the sword, avenging siege, dogs for rending enemies to pieces, revilings of friends, destruction, blindness, children slaughtered, wives carried off, and possessions plundered. The temple of God will be in flames, and your land desolated. You will be enslaved among the Gentiles, They will make some of you eunuchs for their wives. Whenever you return to the Lord with humility of heart, repenting and walking in all the commandments of God, then will the Lord visit you in mercy and love, bringing you out of the bondage of your enemies. Chapter 24, the Messiah. After these things will a star arise to you from Jacob in peace, and a man will rise from my seed, like the Son of Righteousness, walking with the sons of men in meekness and righteousness, and no sin will be found in him. The heavens will be opened above him to shed forth the blessing of the Spirit from the Holy Father. He will shed forth a spirit of grace on you. You will be to him sons in truth, and you will walk in his commandments, the first and the last. This is the branch of God Most High, and this is the wellspring unto life for all flesh. Then the scepter of my kingdom will shine forth, and from your root a stem will arise. In it will arise a rod of righteousness to the Gentiles, to judge and to save all that call upon the Lord. Chapter 25, the Resurrection. After these things will Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob arise unto life. I and my brothers will be chiefs, even your scepter in Israel. Levi first, I the second, Joseph third, Benjamin fourth, Simeon fifth, Issachar sixth, and so all in order. The Lord blessed Levi with the angel of the presence, me with the powers of glory, Simeon with the heaven, Reuben with the earth, Issachar with the sea, Zebulun with the mountains, Joseph with the tabernacle, Benjamin with the lights of heaven, Dan with the fatness of earth, Naphtali with the sun, Gad with the olive, Asher. There will be one people of the Lord, and one tongue. There will no more be a spirit of deceit of Belial, for he will be cast into the fire forever. Those who have died in grief will rise in joy. Those who have lived in poverty for the Lord's sake will be made rich, and those who have been in want will be filled. Those who have been weak will be made strong, and those who have been put to death for the Lord's sake will awake in life. The hearts of Jacob will run in joyfulness, and the eagles of Israel will fly in gladness. But the ungodly will lament, and sinners all weep, and all the people will glorify the Lord forever. Chapter 26, Judah's Death. My children, observe the whole law of the Lord, for there is hope for all those who follow his way correctly. Today I die, 119 years old. Let no one bury me in costly apparel, nor tear open my bowels, for this is what kings do. Carry me up to Hebron with you. Judah, when he had said these things, fell asleep, and his sons did according to all that he commanded them, and they buried him in Hebron with his fathers. Commentary. Judah 21 warns that false prophets will arise and persecute the righteous. Judah 22 says that Messiah is from Judah's line and will bring salvation. Judah 23 sees a vision of the temple of God in flames, and the nation of Israel desolated. Judah 24 teaches that Messiah is a star of Jacob, a branch, and a rod of the Gentiles. Compare this to Numbers 24:17. Judah 25 teaches that there will be a future resurrection.